I'm back! Well, that was my very bad Kyle impression from South Park. Not the main character, but the Jewish cousin character thingy. Doesn't really matter. Welcome, my dear Spockles. My name is Spockles, aka Sebastian, as you can see on the screen. I am back from my 3 weeks vacation, and I figured let's have a battle for you guys. I made a new team. It's like an OU-UU mixture. I'm bringing the dude, Slowbro, Landorus-I, Excadrill, Mega Manectric, Assault Fist Hydreigon, and Florges. So I'm really curious. It does have like a Volt Switch U-turn core because I have 3 Pokemon that has that, so I'm very curious to see. And I'm battling my fresh new colleague Adam Williams. So in my absence, we've had some new gym leaders from the Chaotic Plasma Pokemon battling and trading group, and he just wanted to battle me, and I was like, oh fuck yeah, I need a good battle. So curious to see what he will bring. He is also bringing that is a UU team, I guess. So that's nice, but he has Mega Venusaur, he has my precious Arcanine, he has the Jirachi, Noivern, Clawitzer, and Zapdos, so that's actually pretty nice. He also has some sort of he could have a Volturn's core with Jirachi, Zapdos, and Noivern, especially defensive wall in either Jirachi or the Venusaur. It's looking pretty interesting. So his Stealth Rocker is the Jirachi, so I need to make sure to put pressure on that. And let's see, what can I lead off with? I think I'm gonna lead off with Landorus, because it has a super effective attack on most of his team, except the Clawitzer and the Venusaur. Other than that, I only have super effective attacks on that dude. So that is my best lead. If he does have something that I can threaten out with a super effective attack, that gives me a safe opportunity to set up my Stealth Rocks. So let's get this show on the road. Good luck and have fun, my dear friend Adam. And let's see what you got. So he's issuing the challenge, which I gladly accept. I do lead off with the Landorus, as I said before, and he's gonna lead off with Billy. And Billy is the Clawitzer, and I'm not able to KO it. It can carry the Ice Beam. So what I want to do is I want to go for the U-turn. Unless this thing is scarfed, it does not outspeed me. So that is already great information right off the bat. It is not Choice Scarfed Clawitzer. I'm gonna get some chip damage off with the U-turn, and I'm gonna switch in right into my Assault Fist Hydreigon, because I can basically take any attack he has. Maybe Ice Beam if it's like a Specs, but he's gonna go for the Water Pulse, which I do resist. And let's see that damage. That did absolutely nothing because I'm a freaking Hydreigon. So that's awesome. I am just gonna fire off. Wait, let's see. What can I do? Should I fire off a Dark Pulse? I don't have Draco Meteor. I don't have a Dragon type move on this attack because I have mostly coverage moves like Flash Cannon, Earth Power, Dark Pulse, and U-turn. So I guess I should go. I should go for Dark Pulse. Let's just go for some damage. I am Assault Fist, so I think I can even take a an Ice Beam, but doesn't really matter. Dark Pulse is there for the KO, so that's nice. What I am gonna do now is possibly bluff a choiced item. So if he's gonna switch into something like Thickums, I don't know what Thickums is. Thickums is the Venusaur. I am gonna. Do I have to switch out here? I don't really have anything to take it reliably. I can just stay in and go for Dark Pulses, because basically his stabs, one I resist, the other is neutral, and with the Assault Fist I don't think it does that much. And I prefer my Hydreigon to be put asleep, but with the Sleep Claws, that is specially defensive. That is specially defensive Venusaur. So I'm gonna switch out here. I'm not gonna switch. I'm gonna go for the U-turn. I do outspeed, so get that chip damage off. And even if he does go for the Sleep Powder, he can either go for the Sleep Powder or the Leech Seed or even the Sludge Bomb. What I want to do is what do I want to do? I want to switch in Landorus because he has the least offensive presence. Why am I saying this? At the beginning I said that I have a good opportunity. I'm stupid. But luckily for me, he's going for the leech seed, not for the sleep powder. So he's gonna get some recovery off. But I might have a free opportunity for Stealth Rocks. He does have the Zapdos. He does have the Noivern. They take super effective damage from Stealth Rock. So that is a good play, I guess. I'm gonna go for the Stealth Rock right there at that point. But still waiting to see that Sleep Powder move on him. I usually play Leech Seed, Sleep Powder, and then Giga Drain and Sludge Bomb. But I've seen a lot of sets also use like Leech Seed Synthesis and then the 2 attacks. So maybe he doesn't have the Sleep Powder. He does have Synthesis. So that makes me think that he definitely doesn't have Sleep Powder. And that is good information. Because now I can just U-turn out. And switch in my Excadrill, I guess. Not really sure what Excadrill can do. But let's just U-turn out first. I need to put the damage. I need to lay the damage on this dude. Because Mega Venusaur, never underestimate a Mega Venusaur. It is so versatile. It has so much recovery. It is so bulky that you don't want to underestimate it. So I guess I know I'm gonna go into Hydreigon because I'm expecting the Giga Drain right now, and Hydreigon tanks that. Oh, he's gonna go for the Sludge Bomb. That's nice. That is nice, and that is a decent chunk of damage. So I'm gonna go for the U-turn again, baiting actually another Sludge Bomb or a Leech Seed. But at this point, I'm gonna switch in my Excadrill because if it's specially defensive, Life Orb Iron Head is gonna do a decent chunk of damage to Thickums. And hopefully, oh, he's gonna go for the Synthesis, so he's really trying to stall the damage, I guess. But that's okay, that's okay. I'm just gonna go for that Iron Head right there. It might be very bulky, but that is still 2-hit KO. But if he goes for the Leech Seed, oh, he flinched! So that was lucky, because if he went for the Leech Seed right there, my Iron Head wouldn't have been a 2-hit KO. And now it is, and he knows this, so he has to switch out. So this is a good player. He knows the game. He knows what's going on. But the Arcanine comes in, gets some Stealth Rock damage, gets the Intimidate off. So maybe this is his physical wall. Nonetheless, if it's a physical wall, I probably yeah, he has a Rocky Helmet. I'm gonna go for the Earthquake right here. I should be able to outspeed. If it's physically defensive, I do have the speed investment, so I should be able to outspeed. And even with the Intimidate drop, that is super effective damage. And he's probably going for either the Will-O-Wisp or the Morning Sun. He's gonna switch out and he's gonna go into Zapdos. Some very nice plays right there. Very nice, muchachos. Why do I say muchachos? Because I see Zapdos, that's what. I see Zapdos on the screen and I immediately think of Mexicans, so I say muchachos. But I'm just gonna stay in and go for a Rock Slide because I predicted to go for the Defog, which is true. He's in fact really going for the Defog. And that is actually nice, so I get some good damage off, unless he avoids the attack. So my flinch, the flinch hex I had before, has been removed now because of his because that he avoided the attack. So what I want to try here is I'm gonna go into Manectric because I don't know why he would go for Thunderbolt or Volt Switch or something like that, but I'm gonna go for the Heat Wave. I do avoid the attack, so that's nice. This gives me a free opportunity to Mega Evolve and then go for the Volt Switch. I guess it's pretty hacksy on both sides. We miss, we flinch, and that is all good. That is nice stuff. That changes the battle very nicely. But going for the Volt Switch here, I can Mega Evolve, go for the Volt Switch, put some chip damage, put the Venusaur into range. So that's nice. That is nice. The Venusaur is now into range for a stab Earthquake from maybe even the Landorus. I think I have attack investment. Yes, I think I can threaten this Venusaur out with Landorus. I think so. I'm actually not sure. But, you know, it's been a while. It's been a long time. But I do want to have those Stealth Rocks up ASAP again. Do I want that? I want that. Yes, I want that. I want that to happen. In any case, I also have Stone Edge and even the Stone Edge for the Zapdos and Earthquake for the Arcanine. I'm just gonna go for the Stealth Rock right there. And he's gonna go for Synthesis right now. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he's gonna go for Synthesis. Yes. I actually should have tried to kill it, maybe. I don't know. But that's okay. This is already the third time or the fourth time I use Synthesis, and he only has 8 maximum, so that is not too bad. I also get some leftovers recovery, and this gives me a nice opportunity to just U-turn out. And I guess he wants to Giga Drain? I guess he's gonna Giga Drain. So maybe we have to play the same game again. I'm gonna go into Hydreigon, because Hydreigon can take those hits. Yes, he's gonna Giga Drain. That is nice. And I'm just gonna repeat the strategy again. I'm gonna go for a U-turn again because I do outspeed, and basically what can happen is that I have now baited the Sludge Bomb, which gives me a free opportunity to switch in my Excadrill again. Is that possible? Do I have something else? No, Excadrill. Excadrill is the way to go, because he is really physically defensive. And Iron Head is neutral, but Earthquake is neutral as well. And I guess Earthquake, yeah, Earthquake does more damage, so I'm gonna go for the Earthquake this time, not the Iron Head, and that is gonna do a decent chunk of damage. Let's see, and that kills Thickums. So down goes the Mega Venusaur. Like I said, you don't want to take risks with Mega Venusaur because he does have the bulk to survive plenty of attacks, and he does have like Leech Seed and Synthesis. But if you can figure out which way the bulk goes, you can just attack with the other side of the spectrum. So because I really thought it was especially defensive Pokemon, I had the idea that physical attacks were better, so that's why I used Excadrill that much. Now he's gonna go into Noivern. Noivern does carry either Focus Blast or Flamethrower, and that is cool. That is cool. But what I want to do is I want to go into Hydreigon instead of my Florges. The reason for that is that if it's Choice Specs, I use it. Choice Specs is Switcheroo, and if he's gonna expect my Florges to come in, he's gonna want to Switcheroo. And giving my Solfest to the Noivern would allow me to neutralize it, kind of, like not doing that much damage, and it can't Switcheroo again, so that's great. But he's gonna U-turn out into the Zapdos. But I don't really know, what can Zapdos do? It has Hidden Power Ice, but it's non-stab. Maybe I can live one. Let's just go for the Dark Pulse. Maybe he wants to defog, which he's doing. He's gonna go for the defog. That's cool. He's keeping the Stealth Rocks off the field, and that is nice. But every time he does that, that gives me one free attack. So I'm just gonna go for that Dark Pulse and kill the Zapdos. So another one bites the dust. So now the next time I set up my Stealth Rocks, they will be there for the rest of the game. So that is great. But he's gonna go into Jirachi, and I guess I could just spam the Dark Pulse. It is stab, it is super effective, even if it is oh, it outspeeds. Okay, you outspeed. Are you Scarred Iron Head? No, you have a higher base speed. That is true, I completely forgot. But let's go into Landorus again and set up that Stealth Rock one final time. I know he only has 3 left, and I have like 5 left. But he still has that defensive Arcanine, and I really need to pressure it to lose damage every time it switches in. I think, for example, now he's gonna switch in now the Arcanine to get the Intimidate drop. I know for a fact that Arcanine can live a -1 Earthquake and then just heal off the damage, but he's gonna switch into Noivern instead. Gonna go for the I'm gonna go for the Stealth Rock. So again, I still fear. Actually, at this point, I don't really have to fear. I can just go into Florges and a wall basically any attack, and even if he does go for the switcheroo at this point, I really don't need my special wall Florges at this point, except for the Noivern. But that is great. That is great. He's gonna Draco Meteor, and let's see. Do I need Wish Support? Do I need something to heal back to full? Not really. I can just go for a Moonblast. No, I'm gonna expect him to switch into Arcanine, and in doing so, he's faster. So I'm just gonna switch into Manectric. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna switch into Manectric, expecting him to switch into the Arcanine, taking that Moonblast, and or the Jirachi. That's fine. That is yeah, that's fine. But in any case, I am gonna switch in my Manectric and get the Intimidate drop off on the Jirachi, so even the Iron Heads, if it would be Scarf, it won't be doing that much, and I can just Volt Switch out of there, do that, go for the Volt Switch, and get a second Intimidate drop off, and then by going into my Landorus. And basically from there on, I can just whittle it down little by little. So he's thinking what move he should do. If he switches out, I'm pretty sure that it is a Scarf Jirachi, but yeah, it is Scarf Jirachi. It just outspeeds me with Iron Head. So do I get flinched? I don't get flinched, so I do get a Volt Switch off. And I can get a second Intimidate drop on the Jirachi, so that it will never ever do that much damage again. So forcing him to switch out actually. So that's great. That's great. We're doing great. We're doing great. I'm gonna go for the Stone Edge right there, expecting either the Arcanine or the Noivern switch in. That is doesn't really matter what he switches in. The Stone Edge is super effective damage. It would be better, but he goes into the Arcanine. Would have been better for the Noivern, but I think at this point, after Stealth Rocks, even with the Intimidate, I think Stone Edge should be enough. And if that is not the case, then I will outspeed a physically defensive Arcanine. But it is enough, so that is great. That is awesome sauce. So only two left, Noivern and the Jirachi. We're slowly but surely whittling down the opponent. Noivern is taking once more, taking Stealth Rock damage, and I really feel I can kill it with a Stone Edge. I'm gonna stay in. I still have the Florges in the back, but I think he's gonna switch through now. Looking at that, it was Draco Meteor. It did not take life or damage, so it is Specs, and I don't really have a use for this Landorus anymore anyways. So let's see. Ooh, yeah. But this gives me an opportunity to set up, I guess. Let's see. He still has the Jirachi. Yeah, let's go into Manectric. Because I can just go for the Flamethrower, I guess. Yeah, let's go for the Flamethrower. After the special attack drop, that Draco Meteor isn't doing anything. So getting off two Flamethrowers on the Jirachi, or even just the one, that's already a very good damage. And it is Scarf Jirachi, so not really defensive, and that is a kill. And that's great. And basically we can now end the game with a Hidden Power Ice, if of course I survive Draco Meteor, which I'm not gonna survive that, so I'm gonna switch into the Florges right now. That is why we have Florges, to take those special hits, and then I can just finish it off with a Moonblast. Even if he does go for the switcheroo right now, then it just means that I have Specs Moonblast to take care of this Noivern. Gonna go for the Air Slash, and hopefully this is not going to be a flinch match in which I will do nothing for 5 turns but get flinched. Gonna click that Moonblast. He's gonna go for the Air Slash again. He'll get flinched. No, I get flinched. That's okay. That's okay. At least he doesn't have Serene Grace, so it won't be that much hacks like, for example, the Irachi. But let's just go for the Moonblast again. At some point I should hit, and he might even miss the Air Slash. That's also a possibility. No, I flinched again. He doesn't need Serene Grace to flinch me because it is a Noivern. I really love Noivern. I love Noivern. I use it a lot in my battles. Come on. Yay, there we go. So we finished the battle with a Moonblast. No flinch, death flinch in this game. That is awesome. And that was a very good game, Adam. Thank you very much for that battle. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did. If you did, make sure to leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe to my channel. Be sure, remember that if this video reaches 30 likes, then one commenter will receive some Pokemon from me. So keep that in mind. But until then, my name is Spockles. I bid you all a good night. Peace out.